as you guys know, I think I've broken down so many criminal complaints here, but for some of you guys that are new, a criminal complaint, guys, is an affidavit written by a special agent that is used to basically in support of getting an arrest warrant for an individual. Okay, so in this case, and they're written in many different ways, but there's basically a standard way of writing them, right? Which, has the I love me paragraph and everything else that I've discussed before. But let me enlarge this for y'all real fast. All right. United States District Court, East District of New York, United States of America against, Brown et al. All right. 18 USC 1028 and 1029 B2. Okay. Which, real quick, this is the indictment right here. So do they have the charges here? God damn it. Okay. We're going to talk about, it's basically fraud, guys, is what it is here. You know what? Actually, here we go. Bam. I got y'all. Here are the charges, right? United States Code Section 1349 and 355, mail and wire fraud conspiracy to commit access device fraud, and then aggravated identity theft. So these are the main charges that they're getting hit with. 1349 is mail fraud. Guys, this is probably one of the easiest charges to prove right here. This is like the bread and butter. You guys want to talk about, how the feds get you on like fraud? This right here is the easiest charge to prove, because all I have to prove is that like you lied, and then you use like some kind of internet device or the mail or whatever it is, and then bam, mail fraud / wire fraud. Easiest charge is pretty much what the feds, it's like a bread and butter charge for a lot of feds to charge when it comes to fraud. It's like the foundational charge for a lot of fraud cases, all right? So, okay, and this, just so y'all know, this is Pacer, and this is from the Eastern District of New York, right? And this is the case number right here. This is Eastern District of New York, which covers Brooklyn. Remember, guys, not to be confused with the Southern District of New York, which covers Manhattan, all right? This is the judge. This is Romain Brown, and pretty much all of them got hit with the same charges. You guys can see, right? Conspiracy to commit, blah, blah, blah. And there's 11 of these defendants, okay? All right, so now that we got that handled, do me some, if you guys are enjoying this, man, give me some flame emojis in the chat. Ain't nobody breaking down court documents like this, okay? Give me some flame emojis in the chat if you guys are enjoying the show, all right? While I go ahead and make sure I didn't miss anybody here. Thank you guys so much for the support, by the way. Like the video. And we got 995 y'all in here. We're about to hit 1,000. And for some of you guys that just joined us, quick little recap, okay? So, recap, we went over who the Wu is. We went over Pop Smoke. We went over how the gangs operate. We broke down what the Wu is, how they came into formation, and who they're beefing with the Chos, etc. For purposes of today's show, we're not going to go into like the beef between the Wus and the Chos, too deep, because it's not really relevant to today's topic. But today's topic is we're going to cover 11 of them getting indicted for fraud. And yeah, I hope y'all got your popcorn ready, because there's going to be some pretty egregious self-snitching here. All right. Okay. So now that we know what the charges are, James Woods being duly sworn deposed in state that he is a special agent with the DOL, Office of Inspector General, right? So, guys, Department of Labor, DOL, aka OIG. That's how I'm going to refer to it for the rest of the show. All right. Duly appointed according to law and acting as such. So, remember, guys, the special agent that did this case, aka James Woods, is the one that wrote this affidavit. Well, yeah, I'm just going to say he wrote this affidavit. All right. In or about March 20th and October 2021, as you guys remember, that's when the pandemic started, was March 2020, right? Most of the United States was starting to get shut down at that point. Within the Eastern District of New York and elsewhere, the defendants, Romain Brown, right, and I'm just going to say et al., together with others, did knowingly and with intent to defraud, conspire to use and affect transactions with one or more unauthorized access devices issued to one or more other persons, to wit, the debit cards and social security numbers, in a manner affecting interstate commerce, and by such conduct obtained and received payments and things of value aggregating 1,000 or more during any 1 year period, contrary to Title 18 United States Code 1029 and 1029A5. In or about March 2020 and October 20. Okay, these are the so these are the other charges. Okay, so we'll skip that real quick. So remember what I always tell you guys: the first paragraph of a criminal complaint, right? The agent introduces himself. I'm a special agent with the U.S. DOL OIG and have been since 2006. As part of my work with DOL OIG, I investigate, among other offenses, unemployment insurance fraud and identity theft offenses. I'm familiar with the facts and circumstances set forth below from my participation in this investigation. My review of the investigative file. So this is the case agent right here. Okay. Which means he's the guy that's running the case, including the defendant's criminal history records and from reports of other law enforcement officers involved in the investigation. The New York State unemployment system and pandemic unemployment assistance. So first, he's going to explain to y'all how it works, okay, so that you will understand the rest of the document. The U.S. Social Security Act established a federal and state unemployment insurance (UI) system designed to provide benefits to unemployed people. Each state administers a separate unemployment insurance program with guidelines established by federal law. The United States Department of Labor exercises general oversight over the UI. In New York, the New York State Department of Labor, NYDOL, operates the unemployment system and distributes UI benefits through the New York State Unemployment Insurance Fund. Okay? So real quick, what the hell did he say there in English? Okay? What he's saying is that there is unemployment insurance and benefits, right? That is pretty much run by the Department of Labor, but each state has their own version of it, okay? But regardless, it's all federal money. So, the Department of Labor has oversight over all the state programs, okay? So you got Department of Labor up top, and then right underneath them, you got the New York State Department of Labor, all right? And for all my international people out there, federal versus state, okay? On March 13, 2020, the President of the United States declared that the ongoing coronavirus pandemic was of sufficient severity and magnitude to warrant an emergency declaration for all states, tribes, and territories and the District of Columbia, pursuant to Section 501 of the Robert T. Stafford Disaster Relief and Emergency Assistance Act. Okay? On March 18, 2020, the President of the United States, aka our boy Donald Trump, right, signed the Families First Coronavirus Act into law. The act provided additional flexibility for state UI agencies, unemployment insurance, and additional administrative funding to respond to the COVID-19 pandemic. Okay, so he's explaining how these benefits came into place in the first place, right? On March 27, 2020, the Coronavirus Relief and Economic Security CARES Act was signed into law. It expanded states' ability to provide unemployment insurance for many workers impacted by COVID-19, including for workers not ordinarily eligible for UI benefits. The CARES Act created several new programs, including pandemic unemployment assistance, and federal pandemic unemployment compensation. Okay. PUA provided for up to 39 weeks of benefits to individuals who were self-employed seeking part-time employment or who otherwise would not qualify for regular UI or extended benefits under the state or federal law or pandemic emergency unemployment compensation under Section 2101. So, okay, let's go ahead and just put this all into English for y'all. All right. There's a bunch of different programs, okay, being funded by the government, both state and federal, that basically allows a large demographic of people to benefit. All right. So there's different umbrellas that they can use to withdraw money from. All right. I think that's for purposes of not getting too complex here and confusing you guys. Basically, there's one big umbrella that allows guys to get money from which, but underneath this big umbrella, there's different types of smaller umbrellas, depending on what demographic you fit under. Okay. And what he's doing right now is he's explaining all the different types of benefits and programs out there to give some relief to people thanks to the pandemic. Okay.